I never thought asking my nephew for yoga help would lead me to something so wild, so emotional, and so unforgettable. I thought I was just lonely, looking for a little peace. But that summer, everything changed. This is my story. I didn't expect a simple yoga session to flip my entire world inside out. I just thought I'd try something new. Something light. Something to keep me busy. But what I got was something that shook me so deeply, I still find myself catching my breath when I remember how it all began. It started when my nephew Chase came to stay with me for the summer. Chase. God, he'd grown. The last time I saw him, he was just some lanky teenager with shaggy hair and an awkward laugh.
But now?
He was 20, broad-shouldered, confident, and had this quiet strength in him that made it impossible to ignore. His voice had deepened, his jaw had sharpened, and his smile could melt steel. I told myself he was family, just my sister's son. But the more we talked, the more I watched him move, the harder it was to ignore that there was something electric between us. Something I wasn't sure I had any right to feel. It was a Tuesday morning when I walked into the living room and saw him doing yoga on the rug, shirtless, sun hitting his skin just right. I joked, "Still into yoga?" And when he smiled up at me and said, "Keeps me sane," I felt a flutter I hadn't felt in years. I asked him to show me, just casually, like it was nothing. "Teach me," I said. And he did. He was patient and calm, guiding me through the poses, his voice low and steady. Every time his hands adjusted my posture, I felt it deep in my core. His touch was warm, firm, and intimate in a way that made me crave more. I shouldn't have. I knew I shouldn't. But the truth was I was lonely. My divorce had left me raw. I'd spent the last 2 years trying to find myself again. But in Chase's presence, I felt like someone was seeing me, truly seeing me, for the first time in ages. We started doing yoga every morning. That became our thing. Each day, it grew more personal, more charged. I started wearing tighter clothes. I noticed the way he looked at me, like he was trying not to look at me, like I was forbidden, and that only made it worse. One morning, I lost my balance and instinctively grabbed him. My hands landed on his chest. Hard, warm, solid muscle. I didn't pull away right away. And neither did he. That night, I couldn't sleep. I walked outside to clear my head, and when I came back in, he was in the kitchen, shirtless again, lit only by the dim light above the stove.
We made small talk.
Then I told him the truth. "I've been thinking about you," I said. His eyes met mine, searching, maybe even hoping. "I don't know what this is," I whispered, "but you feel different to me now." And when he said he felt the same, I let go. Of fear. Of shame. Of every stupid rule I'd made in my head. We kissed. Just once. Soft, slow, trembling. That kiss? It changed everything. From that moment, we couldn't go back. Every glance became a promise. Every morning yoga session turned into quiet tension and secret touches. He'd brush my arm when helping with a pose, and my skin would burn. I'd lean a little closer, linger a little longer. I started to want more. More of his voice in the morning. More of his laugh in my kitchen. More of him. One night, I crawled into his bed. I didn't care anymore what the world would think. All I cared about was how he made me feel, cherished, adored, seen. He didn't touch me right away. He just held me. It was innocent, and yet more intimate than anything I'd felt in years. I remember laying there, my cheek on his chest, thinking how strange and beautiful it was to feel so safe in someone's arms again. The next morning, I couldn't pretend. "I want everything," I whispered. He didn't flinch. He didn't panic. He just looked into my eyes and said, "So, do I?"
And we meant it.
After that, it was like we were dancing in a world of our own. He cooked breakfast shirtless, barefoot, laughing like he belonged here. And God, it felt like he did. We would talk for hours. About life, about fear, about the loneliness that eats at you in the middle of the night. He understood me in a way no man ever had. I'd catch him watching me when he thought I wasn't looking. And when our eyes met, everything in me would warm. The world outside didn't know. Couldn't know. We kept our secret, carefully, quietly. But behind closed doors, it was something pure.
Real.
Something that defied logic but felt so right. Then came the call from my sister, his mother.
She wanted to visit the next week.
Panic hit me like ice water. What if she finds out? I asked him that night. Chase took my hand and said something I'll never forget. We'll figure it out. I'm not walking away from you. I wanted to believe it. But fear crept in. I wasn't afraid of being judged. I was afraid of losing him. He held me tighter, like he could feel my worry. This is real, he said. And it's worth fighting for. The night before his mother arrived, we didn't sleep. We just held each other, made promises in whispers and kisses. When she came, we played it cool, like nothing had changed. Like we weren't living in a wildfire of emotion and desire. But every time his hand brushed mine under the dinner table, I felt it all over again. When he packed his bag a week later to head back to college, I stood in the doorway of his room, my heart in my throat. I don't want this to be the end, I whispered. He came over, kissed me slow and deep, the way only someone who knows your soul can kiss you. It's not the end, he said. It's the beginning. I promise. And I believed him. I still do. Because when I asked Chase for yoga help, I thought I was looking for a little movement, a little fun. I didn't know I was opening a door I wouldn't want to close. I didn't expect to fall in love. But I did. And now, I want everything. Everything with him.